Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Angel, and I'm glad to be here again on this YouTube platform, sharing my experience, strength, and hope with everybody. Um, I hope that everybody is blessed. I hope that everybody is healthy. I hope that everyone is safe, and I hope that everyone is prospering and just having so much abundance in their life. Right? So, today I want to talk about taking your power back. Right? Because, like I always mention in my videos, I talk about things that people are going through currently, and I addressed the questions that we hear about on a daily basis. And the reason why I want to bring that forward is because I'm an individual, a human being too as well. And there's not a time that I don't think about certain things and I don't feel certain things. And I'm really in tune with the fact that we all feel feelings. We all go through situations. The scenarios may not be the same, but the feelings are the same. So I may not have experienced what a person goes through, but I do know what depression is, right? And there is some truth to there are certain things that I do not have any experience in because of whatever factors, right? And I may not be able to touch on those things, but I can talk about feelings. And that's one thing that I can guarantee is that as people, we all have feelings, right? So, in just saying that, like, that brings me to want to talk about taking your power back, right? So, the truth is, like, when I think about it, and this is just me and my way of thinking, right? So we live in this world, and the world is fashioned and designed to be and do what its function is. And that is to provide us with life, to provide us with a foundation to live on, to provide us with the experience of what goes on in the world, amongst a lot of other things, right? And we talk about the world because everything happens in the world. Everything happens in the world, right? It is a place where you can gain experience on any side of the spectrum. Good experience and bad experience. Positivity and negativity. Light and dark, right? Safety or danger. Everything is out there, right? The pros, the cons, the opposites, right? So what happens is we gain experience. The first experience that we ever gain is from our household. We learn everything that we learn in the house, but after that, once we start to go out into the world, there's a different experience that we get to learn. And in being in the world, when you're not really fully prepared to walk in such a big place, right? People do get consumed, right? And it is true. It is a place where you have to be strapped up. You have to have your armor on. You have to have your shield on. You have to have the armor on. You have to have the protection you need to be able to deal with what goes on in the world, right? So what happens is sometimes when we're not prepared to be in certain places that we don't need to be at, or because we haven't dealt with issues that we've had, that we have carried for so many years, right? And we are living this life with burden on top of burdens and burdens, right? We fall prey to people, places, and things, right? And what happens to us is that we get lost in the source, right? It's like the protection of the flock of the sheep is no longer there for the shepherd to offer you or to provide for you, because now you're in the wilderness. And once you're in the wilderness, you have to fend for yourself, right? And hopefully you have some tools and some experience that would get you back to safety, and you're okay. Sometimes people have tools, experience, and they come back to safety, but they have some arrows and darts and stories, right? And then some people are not prepared for the wilderness and everything that the wilderness has to offer. You know, they get caught up in, right? And when they come back, they really need lots of help, healing, mending, those things. And then there's people who never make it out of the wilderness, right? So, in that being said, when you're in a place where you're broken and so on, whether it be the wilderness, because that was just a part of what I was talking about, or if you get into relationships where they're not really good, or you have issues with family, or you just have low self-esteem, or even if you have mental illness, or if you have drug addiction, or if you have gambling addiction, or if you have sexual addictions, or if you have anything that you are doing, if you're a thief, if you're a liar, you can take your power back and come out of the wilderness and be repaired and come back to where you used to know. Well, how do you do that? How do you take your power back, right? You remember that we do not have the spirit of fear. That's not something that was given to us, right? And so what you have to do is, in your healing and in your mending and in your building yourself back up, you have to start changing your thinking, your ways, your behaviors, and your attitude. Because if you look at it, when you go into places, and I love to call this the bad place, when you go into the bad place, you come back, right? You do come back. But when you come back with stuff, right? And the stuff, whatever it is, right? And I list a bunch of things, so you can pick and choose out of all of it, but whatever the stuff that you come back with, that is the work now that you have to do to get rid of that stuff, right? It's like if I was walking in a wooded area and there was quicksand and I didn't see it, and I was able to get out of it, right? Now I have all this mud and stuff on me. I have to go and take this stuff off so I can be clean, right? And this is what we have to do. We have to take the stuff off so we could be clean, right? Taking your power back is talking and speaking into the universe in a different language, right? Be the opposite. If you are a liar, then stop lying, right? And everything is a process, right? But if it's hindering you so much that you can't even function on your daily life, right? And cannot function with people, and people can't function with you, and you can't live, then it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Why would you hold on to a piece of coal so tight, knowing that the only thing that is going to offer you is a burn in your palm, right? Let it go. Taking back your power to live is letting things go. If what you're doing right now is not working for you, stop it. And then do something else that's going to work for you. Right? And equate it. Don't make it so hard for yourself. Equate it in a way where you could look at it like, for instance, maybe there's a product that you bought on a continuous basis, right? But it wasn't working for you no more. So what you did was you stopped purchasing that item. And now you are purchasing another item that works for you. So what you do is you replace what is no longer working for you with something else that is working for you, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is to be in a place where things work for us, right? If you have a car that's no longer working for you, you're not going to continue to stick your key in the car thinking that it's going to get you to where you need to be at, where you know that it will not turn on. What you would do, or what you should do, is get another car that will take you to the place that you need to be at that is working, right? If you're in a relationship and you're not feeling like it's working, after all you did to try to fix and repair, just like with the car situation, after all you do to fix or repair and it's still not working, then why would you stay in a place where you know it's not working for you? Like, the pain of separating from someone that you have feelings for and being alone and not having that no more is not going to be as hard as the pain of staying in a place where you really don't want to be at, right? That's real talk, right? If you're a person who likes to steal and thieve and, take things that don't belong to you, and you continuously get caught, and you're always going to jail, and you're getting arrested, and you have to visit the PO, and you take urine tests, and this is happening over and over again, right? Stop. It's not working for you. Obviously, it's not working for you. You need a job. You know what I'm saying? You need a job, probably. Something that you could work and put your labor into and appreciate that movement, instead of taking something that really doesn't belong to you. Because obviously, if you are getting caught over and over again and sitting in the PO's office and getting arrested, and now they're telling you that your little misdemeanors are going to turn into a felony, obviously it's not working for you. You're not a good thief, right? Stop, right? With the drugs, like, I can't even tell you that it's all a good thing. Like, if it's Man, even if you a person who smokes weed and you can't pay your rent and you can't eat and you can't get your children no food because you gotta smoke, leave that alone. Stop it. Stop. Right? Because it's not working for you. Right? The fun time that it was is not no longer fun. Right? Stop telling yourself negative things. Change your language into the universe. Change your actions into the universe. Change your way of thinking into the universe. We have the power to do so many things, right? We really do. So when I talk about taking your power back, like, trust and believe, yeah, you have the ability to tell your mind, listen, I heard what you said, but you know what? I'm not doing that. That don't even sound right. And you keep it moving. Because right after you do that, another thought is going to formulate. And you have to talk to yourself. So you have the ability, even though your mind, your body, and spirit are separate entities, you have the ability to check your mind. And tell your mind, you know what, bro? I heard what you said. It ain't happening though, right? I'll give you an example. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I feel like I should call out today. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I heard what you said, but you know what? You and your lazy attitude, let's get up and talk about it while we getting ready for work because we going, right? Sounds good, but it's not happening. It's not happening, right? You gotta talk to yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Real, right? Your body too. The body, it does things that makes it feel good, right? So if you're doing things because for whatever reasons, if it's a void, if you have an addiction or whatever you're doing and you have to do it to make you feel good, whether it's a cigarette that you're doing, smoking weed, having sex with random people, gambling, stealing, whatever it is, because there are things that we do, eating, overeating, right? If you're not feeling good after you do it, then it's not working for you. Do something else that makes you feel good. I could tell you, right? It's nothing like laying down with someone because you just have this desire to make yourself feel better, and while the whole act is happening, like, you don't feel nothing, and it's even worse right after it finishes, right? You feel like a piece of right? Why would you put yourself in situations like that? I'm only talking about things that I talk about with people because I talk about many things. If anybody knows me, I talk about anything. I talk about anything. I love to talk about stuff, right? But I'm reaching people because I want to talk about real stuff, right? Everyday stuff, things that people don't talk about, right? Because I believe that if we don't talk about certain things, then you know what? You just stay sick, right? I'm here to shed the light on the sickness, right? I want you to see what it really is, because sometimes, you know what? We don't see. And we walk around, and this is what I call the sleepwalkers. You walk around doing things, you don't even see how much of a damage it's doing to you, right? But once you shed the light and you open your eyes and you're able to see what it is, when you know, you cannot go back to not knowing, right? Take your power back by doing the work that's necessary, right? Take your power back, right? Your body does not control you. You are in control of your body. Your mind does not control you. You are in control of your mind, right? And when you're not in control of these things and you let them take over, then that is a time where you have to surrender and say, I need some help. I need help. I see a lot of posts when they talk about please reach out to people who are suicidal and things like that. Communication is both ways, and I'm not getting on it, but we do need to look out for stuff like that, especially people who we love that we know that's going through things like that. However, like, if we don't know Because sometimes people don't know. You need to reach out and say, listen, this is what I'm feeling right now. And I need to get this up off of me. Like, we need to talk about this. Because if not, me and you one day won't be able to talk. Like, reach out. Communication is like this. It's dialogue. It's you listen, I talk, you listen. Like, we have to have that. Like, everybody's not a mind reader. You know what I'm saying? I can't look into everybody, but I know that we can take our power back at any given time. It's never too late to stop. It's never too late to stop. Right? And don't beat yourself up about it. Right? Be courageous. Accept what it is and keep it moving. Right? We make it difficult. And some people, like I said, can't do it. They don't. And I believe in choices. I really do believe in choices. Like, I have met many people who were at the bottom and they were getting beat down by life, but while they was going down, they was still swinging, and they didn't give up. And they're living testimonies to me because they're here. And I know people who went down swinging and didn't make it, and still, to me, that was marvelous. And I know that there are people who go down and they swing and they don't make it, because they just don't have it in them. Like the power was a little bit greater, right? And they just couldn't make it. And then there's people who give up and they get succumb to that, and or who don't do anything at all and continue to live. And I'm not judging nobody, because, like I said, we all go through things. We all experience things. You know what I'm saying? And I don't measure, and we can't measure. Like, what one person goes through and another person goes through, I can't say, well, you know what? That's not nothing because they never been through this. The pain is pain. Pain is pain, right? No matter what you say, no matter what scenario you're going through, pain is pain, right? And I don't measure, any of that. So change the way you think. I was given a suggestion and I'm going to do it. By taking your power back, when you start with changing in the way that you think, go sit somewhere very silent. Somewhere where it's quiet and you're by yourself. So that way you can be in a place where you can listen to all of the noise in the quiet. Because then you really get to hear what's going on. And at that point, it will make sense for you to restore your thinking, because now you have an opportunity to be in a place where you're centered. I don't care where it's at. Just be in a place where you're quiet and practice this on a daily basis. You have to do things and you have to practice how to do it. Same thing with your body. You have to be in a place. Go somewhere. Sit down and talk to your body and see what it is. Listen to what your body, because our bodies are very amazing. They speak to us. They let us know what is going on. And if you're in tune with your body, you will know. And if it's something that you're doing that's making you feel good because you have issues inside, because sometimes we have these voids and we have to release them some way. And sometimes the body takes a part of that, the mind will take a part of that, sometimes the spirit will take a part of that. You know what I'm saying? And they only do what they're function and fashioned to do, right? If you're doing stuff that's not good and you're using your body and it's affecting your body, figure out the reason why you're doing these things to yourself. If you don't allow anybody outside to abuse you, why would you abuse yourself? Why would you harm yourself? And with your spirit, when it's not centered, then you need to go somewhere and you need to get your spirit in a place where it's in an alignment. And that probably is the first place where you need to go to. Because when you're offline in your spirit, because that is like the component in us that is that one part of us that no matter what can get us out of the thickness of it all. But if that's not functioning, then everything else is going to break down. And if your spirit is not right, do whatever it takes, because that's when you know things for you are in jeopardy. Right? If you have to pray more, if you have to go talk to a person that has some experience on how to help you, whether it be a clergy, a therapist, a person in a support group, whatever it is, or even a best friend or something, a godparent or whatever it is, right? Let it out and talk that out, rather that you bring it up out of you from your mouth into the universe, than to do something else. Use your body in a different way. Use your mind in a different way. Restore your spirit in a different way, right? Use your spirit in a different way. Stop putting negative energy into yourself. What you put into yourself is gonna do what it does. It's just like the food. Whatever you eat, it does what it does. You know what I'm saying? It does what it does. And if you put negativity, it's going to enter your body and it's going to do what it does. And everything has its function. And so negative things are going to function in the way that they do, so that they can get their function across. But if you put positive things into you, then the positive things are going to do the things that they do in their function, what they're fashioned to do, to design, so that way positivity can continue to go through your body, right? We have choices. Taking your power back is not as hard as it really seems. A lot of times I think that we make things harder than they really are, right? When people, even with smoking cigarettes, I can't stop smoking cigarettes because I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to gain weight. You already set it up. Think and say something different. You might get agitated. You might go a little crazy. You might gain some weight. You know what I'm saying? Those things do happen, right? But you're not going to die from that. And you can lose weight. And after so many days of you not being there, that craziness is just all that venomous, toxic stuff that's, getting fought and getting spewed up out of you. It's that battle. You know what I'm saying? It's like your nerves, and then they're getting restored because now they're getting clean air, and your lungs and all of that. Like, it hasn't had that in a while, so your body is like going through this kind of, it's going back, it's getting restored. So like things are happening. It's not getting what it used to get. No oxygen, no good blood, no circulation. Like now it's like, but after that, you won't feel that no more, right? And all you have to do is try. Take a step. I was talking to somebody earlier, like, yeah, things happen. Nobody said that. I like it. I'm going to say it just the way that we said it. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, right? God did not say, he didn't say that there will be no weapons that will form. But what he did say, that they will not prosper against you. So no matter what comes at you, because you are created in the energy of the divine. Like, if you came from a divine energy source and you know that nothing can happen to him, and so if you created from that, then why can't you think that nothing can happen to you? I'm not going to say, and the reason why things happen to us is because sometimes we veer off to the left or to the right. Like, stay in your lane, right? Things happen, and sometimes things do happen that are unexpected. That is true, right? And we have no control over what happens. But the promise is that if we stick and stay and we still do what we do to make us healthy, whole, and complete, at least it gets better enough for us to still move on through life. Like, taking back your power is not giving up, no matter what. You know, you strap on. Like I was talking to the person earlier, right? Like, it's a battle. So if things, people are presenting themselves in your life and is bringing like a negative energy towards you and is disturbing your peace, then you need to defend yourself now, because now they're disturbing your groove. So you need to put on your armor and you need to defend yourself, right? Because nothing is worth your peace, your happiness, your sanity, your health. Nothing is worth that, right? These are the things that make us 100. And if we're not 100, then we gotta fight for our life, because the things that come our way really do come to destroy us. And when I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything destroy me. I'm going to fight to the best of my ability. I'm going to put my foot forward and give it my best fight, no matter how hard anything knocks me down, right? Because I know that I'm more than a conqueror, right? And I'm saying it like that. If that's the conqueror, I'm more than a conqueror, right? So we square up. Sometimes you got to square up with life. Sometimes you got to square up with your mind. Sometimes you got to square up with your body. Sometimes you got to square up with your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And battle. And battle for your life. No matter what you're going through. No matter what you're going through, I'm here to tell you, you can make it through. Take your power back. Whatever it is that you have to do to save your life, do it. Do it. Stop doing what it is that's creating more chaos, havoc, and calamity in your world. Put an end to it. Put it down. Leave it alone. If it's not working for you, do something else that's working for you. Like I said, think of it as even of the small example that I gave. If you're having a product that you always faithfully buy over and over again, and it comes to a point where it no longer works for you, purchase another product that will work for you. Right? Apply that into how you're living right now, even if it's that simple. Right? I want to tell you, everybody, that if no one said that they loved you, I love you. Right? If you like anything that you heard in this video, please do me a favor. Press like and subscribe. It's going to help me out. I'm going to continue to be here all the time, talking about things that go on. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to talk about things that people talk about and things that people don't talk about. You know, let's talk about it, because it's some real things that go on in this world. And we all feel what's going on. I don't care if I'm here in Florida, I feel what's going on in New York. I feel what's going on in Cuba. I feel what's going on in Brooklyn. I feel what's going on in Africa. I feel what's going on in Puerto Rico. I feel what's going on in the world, in India. I feel what's going on here in Florida. I feel what's going on with my friends when I talk about them. I feel what's going on when I hear things on the news. I feel those things, right? I have feelings, and we all have feelings, right? But feelings are not always necessarily true. Feelings are what they are. And real basic, I always say things have their function. Feelings only do what their fashion and function to do, right? Everything is like that. Everything does what their fashion and function to do. And you can't blame that. But what you do is you accept what's going on. You accept the feeling. You work through and process, right? And then you get better and you heal. And that is how you take your power back. You're never defeated. You're never defeated. Remember, if you came from the source of all positive energy that cannot be conquered no matter what, and you're a piece of that source, right? Then how could you be defeated if the big source that you came from ever be defeated? You have that power in you. Think of it as a big sun, and a piece of the sun came off and it's a star. It's a small star. It's a small sun, but it's still the sun because that's where it came from. So if this can't be defeated and it has all the energy, all of this, even this little small piece has all of that in it. So, only if you detour, only if you veer left and right. And if you do veer left and right, make a U-turn, try to come back around, right? Ask for help. When you're lost, what you do, you stop and you ask for directions, right? Because there are people that can point you back to the right direction that you need to be in. Like I said, I want to tell you again that I love you all, and I appreciate the people who watch and take the time to listen. Peace.